Introducing Little Hands, the raccoon who made some unexpected friends. Nikki Robinson discovered a young raccoon by the roadside 3 years ago, and despite numerous attempts to find him a new home at wildlife centers and with veterinarians, she was unable to secure any help. However, her mother, Linda, who had prior experience caring for raccoons, agreed to take the little creature in after some convincing. They named him Little Hands and quickly became enamored with the adorable trash panda. Little Hands required a lot of attention and care, which Linda and Nikki provided by feeding and raising him until he was ready to be released. But to their amazement, Little Hands continued to return, seeking out love, affection, food, and cuddles from his human family. Neither Nikki nor Linda had ever encountered such an affectionate raccoon before. Little Hands was originally found abandoned on the roadside when he was only 4 weeks old. Despite efforts to locate a wildlife rehabilitation center, all they could offer was euthanasia or release him into nature. Fortunately, Nikki and Linda's care allowed Little Hands to thrive and form an unbreakable bond with his new human companions. Nikki and her family rescued him, but all the wildlife rehabs were full, and the clinics they went to said that they should euthanize him. Instead, he was given to my mom, Linda, who has had some experience raising a raccoon so that I could be released into the wild. 2 years earlier, I had picked up from a friend another orphan raccoon that was found in a similar situation as Little Hands. I have always wanted to work in wildlife rehabilitation, but I was working full-time, so I asked my mom to help with many of the daily feedings. She was hesitant at first, but then I told her it was really in lieu of any grandchildren I would be giving her. Well, once the baby starts nursing from a bottle and looks her in the eye, she melts and it instantly becomes Mama's Coon. Also, if you have not done so already, please subscribe to eMystery channel and click that notification bell to get inspired by these animal stories every day. Now back to the story. However, Nikki knew her mom, Linda, would be perfect for the job of raising the little raccoon, now named Little Hands. Linda has had experience raising raccoons before. So Little Hands was fostered by Linda. He was released onto her large property and was allowed to come and go as he pleased. He was very fearful of any human or animal that he didn't grow up with, but would come back to visit us most nights. Linda would leave food out for him every night and sit outside on the porch swing at night before bed waiting for his visit. He would come less and less and always at night as it got colder. Sometimes we wouldn't see him for a month, and then on a clear night he would show up and even let us approach him. But the first thing he would do sometimes even before sniffing his food is he would climb over to Linda on the swing, sit beside her, and want pats from her. He liked his lower back and chin rubbed the most. Linda fell in love with Little Hands and raised him like a baby. When we found Little Hands, he was dehydrated, hungry, very scared, but still very feisty. Little Hands stayed with us for about 2.5 months before he was fully released into the wild. Little Hands has always been a calmer, peaceful raccoon, very loving and compassionate. Even as he matured, but still wild enough, he thrives on his own. Little Hands had to be fed very often and needed a lot of care, attention, and love. They asked Nikki what their reaction was when Little Hands returned to them. Pure joy, and every time he came back, it was a more and more joyous occasion, especially because he wanted our attention as well as our food, which was all that much more special. After Little Hands grew up, he was released into the wild to live his full raccoon life. They asked them how many animals they have saved, and they said, "I think our total now is over 15 raccoons over 5 years. I've also worked with several other animals, but none as close as the raccoons. My mom and I would like to open an official wildlife rehabilitation center in the future, and I am working on getting more licenses and training for the different species. But in the end, we take the raccoons because no one else will, due to their abundance in nature already. Every animal deserves a chance, right?" But to Linda's and Nikki's surprise, Little Hands kept coming back to them. This has gone on for 3 years. All the other releases have gone wild. The ones that were released at Linda's house will still come and eat at night, sometimes bring their babies too, but they're scared of us and won't approach us closely. Little Hands is just special and super adorable. Nikki guessed why Little Hands returned to them. I guess this is always his home. He knows he can come back for an easy meal, but some animals want more than a full stomach, comfort, and love. The best part of saving animals is watching them grow, learn, thrive, and mature. The hardest part, which is also one of the best parts, is release time. Usually by the time of release, they've already been mostly on their own, but still confined in an outdoor enclosure. When the time comes to do our soft release, we don't know if we may see them again. No other raccoon they cared for has come back to visit that often or come up to snuggle with them. Nikki tells us more about herself. I don't like being in the spotlight myself, but I can say I'm passionate about animals of all kinds. I've been in the vet field for a few years and we are educated in what we do. I've always loved animals, and if I'm not working or rescuing them, I'm trying to photograph them in the wild. One day, I'd love to be able to fund our rescue by selling photography prints, since any wildlife rehab is expensive and 100% self-funded. Little Hands is special. It's been 3 years and he still comes back for snuggles, scratches, and of course food. The other raccoons that were released at Linda's house will still come and eat at night, sometimes bring their babies too, but they are scared of us and won't approach us closely. Little Hands is an incredibly unique and irresistibly cute raccoon. If you have a passion for wildlife rehabilitation and rescue, it's crucial to prioritize intelligence and safety. We conducted extensive research and obtained the necessary licensing to care for Little Hands in our specific location. Keep in mind that regulations vary in different states and countries, so it's essential to familiarize yourself with the laws governing wildlife care in your area. This not only safeguards you, but also ensures the well-being of the animals you're helping. Let's remember to be kind and show respect to the countless creatures we share this planet with. Many of them possess intricate social structures and emotions that we often believe are exclusive to humans. Understanding and appreciating their complexities is vital. If you enjoyed the video, please show your support by giving it a thumbs up and consider sharing it with your loved ones. We appreciate your continued support, and we look forward to sharing more with you in the future. Thank you once again, and until next time.